Your WXXV News 25 forecast first, powered by Mississippi Power.
Welcome in. Yeah, not too cold tonight, really. Temperatures mid-50s will drop off into the upper 40s, but not going to feel really all that bad out the door, and it's going to be a warm one at times into your Friday. And yes, the Friday before Christmas, nice conditions ahead into the weekend before rain does arrive. That's forecast first. WXXV News 25 starts right now.
Tonight on News 25, theft-related crimes tend to increase during the holiday season. We'll tell you how to stay safe.
Plus, the Arts Hancock County hosted a parade earlier tonight, and we'll tell you how it all went coming up.
WXXV Sports Director Jevin McCoskey, and coming up later in sports, we take a step inside the Mississippi Coast Coliseum to preview Ole Miss versus Southern Miss.
Your news live right now. WXXV News 25.
Good evening and welcome to News 25 at 10. I'm Buhring.
And I'm Trey Tonnessen.
Tuesday would make 6 months since that June tornado hit the Moss Point community.
News 25's Austin Lindsay revisited the area to see the strides the city's making in their attempts to rebuild.
And that's what we take from this, even though it was a bad situation, we hate it happen, but let's take this tragedy and use it as an opportunity to make it better.
6 months have passed since a tornado ripped through the city of Moss Point. But since the clearing of debris, hope has shed a new light on residents working to rebuild their homes and lives.
So happy, elated, and this is something that I've been wanting for a long time, and I give all the credit to God.
Betty Holloway is one of the few Moss Point residents being assisted by the Amish who are with Disaster Aid Ohio under Mennonite Disaster Services. Along with the help of the gentleman, Holloway is going to receive a new home after months of not knowing what the future holds. A few blocks away, Tracy Mann is preparing for her home to be demolished and then rebuilt, which has stood since 1808.
I was so used to being in the house as is, but not knowing the amount of damage that the house had sustained prior to the storm, and then during the storm, it really just brought everything to the light.
Mayor Billy Knight says it's evident some things will not be the same as they once were. He says his focus is to rebuild, but to continue to revitalize the downtown district of Moss Point and foster economic development on I-10 and the 613 highway exit.
There will be spots and pockets of the area in which it'll be different. That, people remember how this time before, and it's not looking that way now because they didn't come back the way they were. That could be a good thing in some cases, and sometimes it may not be, but I think in most cases it's going to be good. It's going to be much better than it was before.
One thing that is for certain after 6 months is that the city of Moss Point is resilient and that unwanted change can sometimes bring about positive outcomes.
Be neighborly and look out for one another. It's kind of hard to find those kind of people. And I find that in these people right here, the Amish people.
So I remember in this time in Moss Point, people came together from all over the country, and the people of Moss Point also came together to help each other. And that's why we have come back together, come back as fast as we have.
In Moss Point, Austin Lindsay, WXXV News 25.
One person is lucky to be alive after their home caught on fire in Gaucher.
It was a mobile home fire on Narcissus Drive. Gaucher Fire Department responded to a residential fire just before 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. After an investigation, the fire was believed to have originated from a trip plug connecting to a heater.
Yeah, and despite the mobile home being a total loss, thankfully, the resident inside was able to escape. Now, let's turn things over to the guy who's going to be in Miami really soon and not have to deal with the weather that we're going to have to deal with.
Yeah, and he hasn't let us forget it one time.
Hey, oh yeah, it's going to be a nice one though the next couple of days, and I'm not on vacation for a week, so you still got me telling you weather. But regardless, Hancock Whitney View downtown Gulfport showing you clear skies below, say, about 8,000 feet or so, but 57 feels pretty comfortable out there. Winds are now starting to become more variable, but about 4 to 8 miles per hour. Your hometown forecast spotlighting Van Cleve, 49 tonight. Partly to mostly cloudy skies will continue. Light northeasterly winds also in view, but not frigid out the door.
Families in Jackson and George counties picked up their angel tree gifts from the Salvation Army this morning.
Yep, News 25's Brooke Parker shows us how the community worked together to make this Christmas worth remembering.
The Salvation Army was able to serve over 300 children in Jackson and George County this year. Chevron and Ingalls funded about 100 children each, and they were joined by other organizations to help distribute gifts.
To be able to give back and see the smile on these parents' faces, to know that they're going to be able to have a great Christmas morning with their family is just a great feeling.
Guardians were able to come pick up their child's gifts as well as food for Christmas dinner. Lieutenant Carla Lawson with the Salvation Army was an angel tree child, and now she dedicates her life to giving. She tells us that the community is what makes this possible.
I got a purple bike that year. I was so excited about that, a helmet to match, and me and my sister were able to ride our bikes in our neighborhood, and it wasn't until later as a teenager that I found out that those gifts and that Christmas was in response of the generosity of the community through the Angel Tree program.
Distribution days truly showcase what a community can do when they work together. In Gaucher, Brooke Parker, WXXV News 25.
Right now, millions are preparing to travel for the holiday. Today is expected to be one of the busiest travel days of the season, and as temperatures drop, rest assured airports in those colder climates, they'll be ready.
They're definitely going to be ready. Joseph Olmo is at Dulles International Airport and shows us how de-icing works and why it's part of the plane's pre-takeoff itinerary.
No matter where you're flying off to,
Houston, Texas, Orlando,
New Orleans, California.
We're going to Aruba.
If it's cold outside,
2336 is requesting de-icing.
Chances are your plane will have to make a quick stop.
We are configured type 1 only, please.
Right before takeoff.
Yeah, so we're going to get one more truck coming right now. De-icing.
Yes, de-icing. And that mysterious orange liquid you may have seen before being sprayed on your plane.
On your car every morning, if you leave it outside in cold weather, it has frost on the windows and you have to scrape it. Airplanes don't have that luxury, so we have to clean it off with actual glycol.
That is Jim Decker. To us, de-icing might seem super complicated. For him, it's just another day at the office.
Figure about 15 minutes.
So when does an airline know if they have to de-ice a plane?
Anytime there's any kind of snow, ice, freezing precip, we have to clean the airplane in order for that flight to take off.
So we are inside one of these de-icing trucks right now, and depending on the aircraft that these crews need to service, sometimes you're going upwards of 50 feet in the air to get the top of the wings. Heated to 180 degrees, Jim says the de-icing fluid needs to hit critical parts of the plane for it to all work out.
Wings, the tail, horizontal stabilizer, all needs to be clean in order for that flight to take off safely.
So Jim, on an average winter day, how many times are you doing this?
If it's actually snowing outside, we're going to do anywhere from 190 to 220 planes a day here in Dulles alone.
That is a lot of de-icing. United says they'll see more than 6,000 flights arriving and departing Dulles during this latest holiday travel rush. So don't be surprised if right before you roll down the runway, you make one quick stop first.
Theft-related crimes tend to increase during the holiday season. A national crime victimization survey found that robbery and larceny increased by nearly 20% in December. Yeah, that's right. We spoke with the DeIverville Police Department about what you can do to stay safe as you head out to do any last-minute Christmas shopping. The DeIverville Police Department says the most common theft they see is not aggressive, it's just sneaky. For example, stealing out of someone's purse while they're not watching their cart. Chief Shannon Noble says shoppers are often too worried about shopping and forget about situational awareness, making them the easiest targets. And Trey, I have to tell you, my dad has always told me, head on a swivel. Oh yeah. Head on a swivel. The department is aware that the hustle and bustle can make people less self-aware, so they've added more officer presence outside of the promenade.
The first step in preventing crime is, I believe, officer presence. And the second part of that is collaboration. You know, I hate to say it, but there's people out there that are up to no good, and they're going to take advantage of you not paying attention, to your shopping bag or your purse that you leave in the car, or that you left your car doors unlocked and you left your packages visible and things like that.
Chief Nobles tells us the most common calls they get during the holidays are car accidents in parking lots. So that's another reason to slow down and be aware of your surroundings when shopping. Everyone loves to think they found the perfect gift, but sometimes things just don't go as planned. Consumer experts say every retailer has their own return policy and every shopper should read the fine print. Karen Kafa has what you need to know.
Maybe it's a perfect fit, or maybe it's not. Last year, the National Retail Federation expected almost 18% of merchandise sold during the holidays to be returned. So retailers are ready, but policies will vary. Melanie McGovern of the Better Business Bureau says to read the fine print about what's required.
There's a lot of return fraud, so retailers will ask for an ID, even if you have a receipt. So it's really important to make sure you have your ID, any kind of receipt, whether it's gift or original, and the original packaging, which will make your return a lot smoother.
Some retailers have made return windows more flexible to account for early holiday deals and more lag time between gift purchasing and gift giving. But last year, the National Retail Federation estimated holiday returns would cost about $171 billion. So some have added restrictions, especially, they say, with an uptick in return fraud. That's why McGovern says it's not unusual for fees to be attached.
A lot of retailers do have restocking fees, especially if it's a higher ticket item. Some retailers will take the postage to return the item, if it's an online retailer, out of your refund.
And when buying online, confirm whether the item is coming directly from the retail platform or from a third-party seller who may have a different return policy. In New York, I'm Karen Kafa.
A ninth casino could be coming to Biloxi in short order after a developer was given site approval today.
RW Development plans to put a casino on its property on the southeast corner of Veterans Avenue in Biloxi. The company received site approval, meaning the location meets state requirements to place a casino on the site. During a meeting with the Mississippi Gaming Commission this morning in Jackson, the company has 3 years to get financing in order and present plans for the casino to get construction underway. RW Development must maintain its lease with Biloxi and Harrison County for the property south of US 90 and requires construction of a handicap accessible platform, and it has to maintain it for public use. The casino floor must be within 800 feet of mean tide. The approval came after other casino operators voiced opposition. They said the lease doesn't meet the requirements required for a legal site.
The Arts Hancock County and Bay St. Louis hosted their second ever handmade parade earlier tonight. Let's take a look. Celebrating the longest night of the year, guests brought handmade or purchased battery-powered lanterns for this parade. The parade began at the Arts Center and ended on the beach near Washington Avenue. Those who participated were greeted with a beach bonfire and food to conclude the event. South Mississippi's favorite stocking stuffer is back, and it's right here at WXXV. The Mississippi Department of Marine Resources 2024 information calendar has many great photos from here on the coast. The calendar will be in the WXXV lobby Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 14351 Highway 49 North in Gulfport. And here's the thing, they're free, so get them while we still have them. Coming up, Jeff will have a look at your forecast, plus tomorrow's national holiday came at the right time. We'll tell you what it is just ahead.
Coming up in about 7 minutes for sports, we have some local hoops highlights to show you. Stick around after this quick timeout.
And hold on that break. Before we head to break, it's time for our daily poll. If you work, did you get a Christmas bonus?
I believe my husband did.
Must be nice. Yeah.
But I will say that yes have moved. The yes vote has moved a little bit.
Gives us a little bit of hope for the folks here on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, it gives us a little bit of hope. Don't be a Grinch. Get somebody a Christmas bonus. You can vote by going to our website, WXXV25.com, and clicking on the WXXV vote link in the news drop-down menu, or use a QR code on your screen.
You're watching WXXV News 25 with Lori, Trey, Jeff, and Jevin. WXXV News 25. And now, your weather authority.
Why am I the one that has to talk first?
You're the lead anchor here.
That's right.
Go ahead, Trey.
All right. Jeff, it's been acceptable today.
Yeah, nice day, really, yeah.
Yeah, will it be acceptable tonight?
I mean, yeah, sure, if you like a little bit of
Well, you know
what?
Cold. If you want to give us some good news, we'd much appreciate it. So take it away, my friend.
Here we go. Yeah, let's start with it right now. Good news. Glass half full. Temperatures, yeah, they're not that bad. 50s along the immediate beachfront. Pascagoula 52. The coldest spot, Wiggins 51 degrees. But at least we're not dealing with widespread 30s. And temperatures are going to be around where they should be overnight tonight. Light winds out of the east will continue. That's going to be a bit more of a northerly component to that, but east-northeasterly winds 4 to 6 miles per hour will be fairly light. Mid and upper level clouds will provide for not much of a view of the stars above, though. 49 out the door. Temperatures will warm well into the 60s tomorrow, though. 67 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies turn partly cloudy by the afternoon. Southeasterly winds, though, helps to make things a bit nicer and more mild of a feeling, as we're going to have a bit more in the way of, say, humidity out there. Jalen Mazda showing you a nice view, though. This is from East Biloxi looking along Highway 90. Traffic moving smoothly, visibility is nice, winds are not being really not noticed. The American flag across the way, not moving around too much, and also, by the way, the camera is not shaking either. Cloud cover is around, though, more in the way of upper level clouds sticking around as that's all streaming in with that active subtropical jet stream. That's what El Nino gives you, by the way, for those of you who are curious. High pressure continues to stick around to the east. That's what's going to keep the moisture from really moving in all that well over the next couple days. Some return flow setting up, yes, but not a lot of moisture in the low levels of the atmosphere. Really even through, and upper level moisture is going to even take some time to build in. Storm systems are going to be moving pretty quickly through the pattern. One develops along the lee of the Rockies into portions of Saturday. Moisture flow is going to be pretty dominant. That's going to provide for more in the way of deep moisture. That makes its way into our area by the time we get towards the latter half of Sunday. Yes, Christmas Eve is going to feature rainfall. There comes the cold front. That makes its way into our area by Monday. Things not terrible, though, in terms of at least getting much needed rainfall. And by next week, different changes do take place. 80% chance of rainfall Sunday. Conditions do improve by the time you get towards your Monday, but the rainfall is going to time out pretty poorly for those of you who have Christmas Eve plans. Here's the timestamp, 12 noon. Eventually, more of this activity starts to move in. Potential's there for some heavier rounds of rain, but more of that where that came from overnight, Sunday into Christmas Day. Eventually, though, things do end from west to east to begin your Christmas Day. Things will be fairly nice at times during the day. So there will be dry time to be had, but just not on Christmas Eve, its day itself. There is a potential for flash flooding. A slight risk of that exists along our immediate Gulf Coast. So do bear that in mind if you do have places to be. Just bear in mind things are going to be pretty active. Roads could be a little bit waterlogged at times, but next couple days, soak it all in. Not bad starts, fairly mild temperatures in the afternoons are going to be pretty nice. Some sunshine tries to return during the second half of the day tomorrow. By Saturday, though, Saturday's going to honestly be a pretty nice day. Sunday, though, Christmas Eve, yeah, not the
80%.
best. Yeah, I know.
She's not pleased, if you can't tell. Well, stick with us. We have more Jevin McCoskey, and he's got sports after the break.
WXXV Sports.
Welcome back. Mississippi basketball fans are getting a Christmas gift a few days early this year as Ole Miss is set to take on Southern Miss at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum on Saturday. WXXV Sports Director Jevin McCoskey was at the venue on Thursday for a preview of what fans can expect.
On Saturday at 1 o'clock, the number 25th ranked Ole Miss Rebels and the Southern Miss Golden Eagles will battle it out right here behind me on the new court at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Ole Miss is currently 11-0, while Southern Miss has a record of 6 wins and 5 losses. Ole Miss is ranked inside the top 25 for the first time since 2019 and are one of only 3 teams in Division I basketball with an undefeated record. The Rebels are led by Allen Flanagan with 17 points per game, while the Golden Eagles are led by senior guard Austin Crowley, who averages 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. The Rebels average just under 75 points per game, while Southern Miss averages just under 70. Some keys to the game for both teams, they're pretty simple. For Southern Miss, rebound and defend. Force Ole Miss into one-shot possessions and crash the glass. For Ole Miss, get out and run. Make this thing a track meet and force the Golden Eagles into some turnovers. In other Mississippi basketball news, the St. Patrick Fighting Irish hosted the Gaucher Gators on Thursday for some non-district high school hoops. This one wasted little time becoming an offensive affair. First quarter action and Matthew Crass catches the cross-court pass, sidesteps and drills the long-range 2 to give the Irish an early 16-15 lead. Gaucher not going away as this Gator nails the 3 to give Gaucher back the lead in the second quarter. Just before halftime, Brandon Moten says you better step up quicker than that as he drills the 3 from the top of the key. This one was close at the break, but in the second half, the Fighting Irish pulled away and got a big-time win, 65-36. For WXXV News 25, I'm Jevin McCoskey.
And now, the play of the day. Brought to you by Cannon Motors of Mississippi.
Today's play of the day is less of a play and more of an announcement. Today is the first ever World Basketball Day. The inaugural celebration is celebrated on December 21st to acknowledge the day Dr. James Naismith first introduced the game of basketball in Springfield, Massachusetts. While it may have been invented in MA, Naismith is on record saying, quote, basketball really had its origin in Indiana, which remains the center of the sport, end quote. As an Indiana kid, I had to throw the last part in there, but that's going to do it for sports. Stick around after this quick timeout for more from WXXV News 25.
And now, your Weather Authority. Brought to you by Southern Charm Furniture, where quality and design matter.
Welcome back in. Here's what your day looked like. High temperature reached 68 degrees at Gulfport Biloxi International Airport, and the day started off right at average, 44 degrees, and things are only improving from there. Over the last several days, there's been a nice warm up in the area. Gulfport, we're 9 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. A lot of areas in the south, even 10 to 15 degrees warmer. So things are improving for sure. Rain is inbound in the extended forecast. We look to Saturday, mostly rain free. By the time we get into Sunday, though, things get more active. Potential for rounds of rain to set up over the area into the afternoon and evening on Christmas Eve. Thankfully, it looks like the rain's going to move out of the area by the time we get towards Christmas Day, so things are going to be on an improving note there. On the water, east winds of 10 knots, 2-foot seas, and a light chop protected waters. All that picks up to a moderate chop on Saturday with small craft needing to exercise caution. East winds of 10 to 20 knots and 2 to 4-foot seas will be in the area. Your Mississippi Power extended forecast has some big changes inbound. First of all, this weekend, well, really Friday into this weekend, things are going to be fairly nice. Days going to be starting off quite mild, in afternoons even approaching the 70-degree mark by Saturday. However, Christmas Eve is going to bring active weather in terms of rain, rounds of heavy rain possible to set up. There will be flooding potential at points. Monday sees improving conditions with the potential for thunderstorms early on. Cold temperatures, though, by the time we work into portions of next week with clearer skies.
With the holidays just this weekend, let's take the time to thank those who have served in our armed forces.
We'll introduce you to a few veterans who want to give a shout out to the Gulf Coast.
Happy holidays. I'm Sandy Joyner. I'm a resident here at the Armed Forces Retirement Home located in Gulfport. I'm originally from Brunswick, Georgia, right on the coast of the Atlantic coast. So I wanted to look near to be water when I retired. So I'm very happy here. I would like to thank the citizens of Gulfport and Biloxi for always being there and showing us a good time. Thank you very much. Happy holidays.
Hi, I'm Vaughn Blunt, retired Master Sergeant Air Force. I'm living here at the Armed Forces Retirement Home. I'd like to wish you a happy holidays.
Hi, I'm Doris Dutton from AFRH here in Gulfport, Mississippi. I'm retired United States Marine, and I would like to wish all my friends and family a very Merry Christmas and a healthy and happy and prosperous New Year.
Hi, I'm Matt Wilson, a resident at the Armed Forces Retirement Home in Gulfport, Mississippi. And I'd like to wish all of my family, friends, and everyone watching in the Orlando, Florida area a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, everyone.
I'm Dale McElroy from the Armed Forces Retirement Home in Gulfport, Mississippi. Wishing you very happy holidays.
Hi, I'm Roberta McElroy, and this is our friend Adele. She always explains that so you don't think she's the dummy. Have a Happy New Year.
Greetings from the Armed Forces Retirement Home. I'm Betty Lou Dennis. I was a WAVE in World War II, and I'm still here. Once again, I wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a pleasant, happy, healthy New Year.
Happy holidays and a Happy New Year from the Armed Forces Retirement Home. My name is Diana Dopp. I'm the RAC chair here, and I spent 20 years in the Navy. During these holiday times, we want to remember those who served alongside us that are no longer here with us. Let's remember them today and every day. Happy New Year.
And as always, for the latest news, weather, and Christmas news, all you have to do is visit our website, wxxv25.com.
If you see news happening where you live, reach out to us by email at news@wxxv25.com. Like we need another excuse to indulge this holiday season, but we have one. Friday, December 22nd is National Cookie Exchange Day.
Oh yeah, that's when a person in a group bakes their own version of the goodies. Then they exchange cookies to try different varieties.
And here's a little history to snack on. From nationaltoday.com, Persia holds the title for baking the earliest cookies back in the 7th century.
Wow. What's y'all's favorite cookie?
Oh.
Key lime cookies.
Ricotta cheese.
Oh my.
What?
Those are real. No, they are really good.
Dude.
Interesting.
Oh, unbelievable.
I think mine will have to be chocolate chip.
Okay.
I know.
Classic.
Very classic and non-unique.